did those. Too late.
Don't yell at him.
Yeah. I didn't know you were going to do them.
All right, here we go. Game 6. Got a lot of talk about. A lot of talk about Iron Slingers, and I'm going to continue that thing.
Here we go, Rick.
Right into game 6 here. Even though I'm going to like start it out, and it's going to be horrible. I'm hoping for like 1 ringer out of 2. There you go. All right, that's good. That's good. And normally on my first shot, the second ringer would be off.
Nice. That one's hooked, and you may have.
What?
Close.
Bring it up. Bring it up. All right. Anyways, so the Iron Slingers were so dominant. The first time I ever met them, I think I've said this before. We sort of met them without meeting them, because the first time I think we got 13 handicap or 12 handicap. I think it was 12 handicap, and we beat them like. At that point, we had 12 games, and then you can get extra 2 points. And I think we got an incredible amount of wins off of them. And at the end of the night, I'm like, that's the almighty Iron Slingers. They're like, no, that was their. They're all bowling, and that was their people that like substitute for them. I'm like, okay. So it was a fun night, but we won that night, and thank God we met the Iron Slingers when it was the beginning of the year. So we actually got I think we got 11 or 12 wins that year. And I do have the standing sheets to prove that. But it doesn't matter. It was against subs. They were all off. The good players were all off playing doing their bowling, finishing their bowling league, and their subs were filling in. So we beat their subs, and I was like, hey, they're not so great. I'm like, you haven't even met the Iron Slingers yet. All right. But for the first time I ever met the Iron Slingers, nice job. Damn, Dave. Easy does it, buddy. The first time I ever met the Iron Slingers was at the Kenosha County Fair. And I've heard the name before, and I sort of looked at the name on the sheet, and I'm like, I've heard that name before. I'm like, is that the Iron Slinger dude? And his name was Tommy Endler. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm facing Tommy Endler. All right. I'm shooting pretty good. Oh, come on. It's got to be on, Duck. Paul put one on. You got to put one on. Oh, did he sneak one on? Did I sneak one on? Come on. One they go. Is it 12-4?
Nope.
Oh, I got point. How did I get a point? That must have been my shoe. Anyways, so that was the first time I don't remember the year that that was. I can't remember. It was early. It was if I had to guess.
There you go.
If I had to guess, I'd say
points way too long.
2010, 2011.
You just said too long, Dave, but way too
And that was before I switched over. So I thought I was doing pretty good. I had this little
If that was a text, it would be
crouch,
W, A,
lean,
in capitals.
and I had good rhythm. My rhythm was good, but everything else was, my mechanics were like horrible. But I had good rhythm, and the shoes sort of came in there. It was all right.
Oh, I missed it. Here we go.
I was probably a solid 25-30% shooter. Good job, Rick. And I saw Tommy Endler, and I'm like, that's the only name I recognized. But at the end of this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw up some pictures of people that competed against me that day. I still have them. And now that I look back, one of the key figures who pushed me into third place was Jeff Gustafson. Wow. Jeff and Tommy Endler was like, they teamed up against me. I think I had, hopefully Jeff would pipe in here on a comment. I think we went right down to the wire, 20-21. I gave him a good fight. He won, knocked me into third place, and I sat there very happy watching the championship between Jeff and Tommy Endler. But here's the thing. I was shooting so good, I actually knocked Tommy Endler into the loser's bracket. And I'm like, looking back at it now, what Tommy said to me, it's sort of funny. He says, wow, you're shooting so good. To beat you, I'd have to throw 100% ringers. And I'm like, he says, I'm shooting okay, but, you know.
That's clean.
Fast forward.
No, it was clean. Short.
I think it was the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals, I faced Tommy Endler.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
And
That was a clean shoot.
I was undefeated. So I met Tommy Endler again, and he shot 100% ringers. I think I shot at least 50%. I dragged him out a little bit, so I think I shot 50%, maybe 52, 55% at best. And he called it right from the start. I'm like, this dude's better than. I think Tommy just wanted to play more, so he didn't care if he won or lost. So, and I learned a valuable lesson that day.
Top ringer, nobody gets the point either.
Yeah. So it was fun. So Tommy ended up going 100% ringers, and I was stupefied. I'm like, holy cow. I mean, like, I'm in the presence of somebody that can actually throw horseshoes. And Jeff was the same way. I mean, we were throwing back and forth, and I had the game of my life, and Jeff just beat me. I'm like, these two are on top of their game, and they were both throwing 40 feet. It's not like now where they're throwing 30 feet. But they were throwing 40 feet at turn shoe and just annihilating me. Not annihilating me. I sort of held my own a little bit. You know, going 21-20 with Jeff. But yeah, Tommy Endler just annihilated me.
Got it.
So that was some fun stuff. And those were I don't think Tommy Endler was part of the Iron Slingers. This is where I'm going with this. Tommy Endler was part of the Iron Slingers. Jeff Gustafson was not part of the Iron Slingers. I'm 99% sure of that because he lives up in Wisconsin, and he would not travel that far every week. So I don't think they were ever part of that. Maybe he subbed, I don't know. But those guys were good friends, so maybe Jeff came down and subbed for him every now and again. I have to ask Jeff. I do have contact with him. I'll ask him.
So they already had a loss too? Okay.
So we got a 3-point lead on this game. So
That's sweet. Short. That is. Top ringer won them.
on them, top ringers. That's a good tight game.
Sorry, Dave.
I've been talking how long, and it's allowed me to. I mean, when I started this, I think it was 11:11 when I started talking about this, and it's 12:14. So I have battled Tommy Endler since then. I saw him on a Tuesday night Wisconsin league that I subbed on, and he was having some serious issues with, I think, his hip is or his knee. So he was not, he was struggling. So, I mean, it's not like in the past where I could, if I wanted to beat Tommy Endler, it was back when I met him at the Kenosha County Fair, and I did not beat him, and that was my chance. So after that, I have no. That was at the epitome of sort of both our games, and I lost. So he was absolutely 100% the better shooter. And I don't know what age he was at that time compared to what I am now, but if you compare where I think he was compared to where I think I am now, and matched up percentages, I mean, he'd kill me. He'd destroy me. So, yeah. But the mentality back in that day was more focused on horseshoes, and horseshoes was a bigger thing back then. So, and you look at just getting into the top 100. I didn't look at it back then, but I'm sure that getting into the top, I'm just totally 100% guessing. And hopefully somebody has a list somewhere in their archives, which would be awesome to find out. But if 2021 or 2012, I'm chit-chatting here. But if somebody has something in their archive of, I think that was somewhere in the 97, 98, maybe somewhere range. To get into the top 100 back then, and let's say the year 2000, just to round it off, the year 2000, what the bottom of the top 100 players to get into NHPA sanctioned, what would that take compared to now? And it's a big difference. Things have dropped off, and the percentages have dropped substantially. So. My God, if somebody has that list, just throw it in there. I don't know if they can archive that and find out what it was back in 2000. But yeah, it had to have been, I'm guessing, 64%. Just throwing out a number. Compared to, I think it's almost down to like 51% now. Just because the amount of players and the talent that's out there.
That's the point.
We just need 1 point. And they got a ringer on.
Oh, where they go?
It's 17-20. Or 14, no, 16-20. I'm not very quick with math today. My mind is all about Iron Slingers and that whole history. But it's fun. And hopefully somebody, if somebody knows Tommy Endler, I'd love to have him over to my house, coming down into my green room, and even if he had photos from back then, or even video, God forbid if he had videos from back then, and we can have a discussion and talk about that and display some of the videos and pictures that he had as we talked about it on the green screen behind us. That'd be awesome. But I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows that, or I could actually, I can contact him myself, but there we go. There we go. So thank you for watching. Thank you for hearing all about my Iron Slingers history, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and welcome to what some of us know as behind the curtain. Anyways, like I promised you, I wanted to show you, this is not the one I was talking about where we faced off against their subs, but I did find this one. This is the 4th year that I was in this league, and still a newbie. I was on Linda's Bud Shooters with, you guys know Danny. Danny was on our team from 2014 all the way on till I think 2022. So he was a very, very large part of our team and getting a lot of championships. And then you can see on the bottom of that underneath position 4, Rick. So Rick was with us. I think Rick was with us from 2006 easily. Well, this shows 2004, so this might have been the very first year Rick. This might have been a sub. He might have subbed this year, because this was pretty early. But I know he was a permanent member in 2006 and 2005. But this is West Lane's Iron Slingers. This is Larry, Tom, Hiram, and Roger. And that is their go-to team to annihilate people. These guys are the badasses back in the day. We faced off against them, and we actually won. We played 12 games, so it's the 10-4 is sort of deceiving because we got an extra 2 points for score. Whoever had the more points got the extra 2 points, or 2 wins. So that means we actually won 8-4. And if you look at the sheet, Bud would circle the names of the teams that the two players that actually were involved in that win, and you'll count it up. That was 8-4. And then at the bottom you see 147 against 230. We beat them on. We got more points, so we got the extra 2 points, which gave us 10-4. But here's the thing. The next page is sort of really tells everything. Okay, so if you look, West Lane Iron Slingers are first. They have 0 handicap against us. They're sitting at 150 wins. And if you look down, Team 6, Linda's Bud Shooters, that's us. We're in position 7. We have 124 wins. So that's 26 wins out of first place. So we get you could divide by half, and that's 13 with a maximum of 12. So that's why we got 12 handicap. So we started every game 12-0 against them and finished up 8-4. Which is not too bad. A lot of times teams that actually get 12 handicap against them, they don't fare so well. That's why they have 150 wins. That's why they're 16 wins in first place against Qukslvr's Marty Monsters. If you look at Marty Monsters, they're probably giving either 1, 2, or 5. So depending on, or they're actually going 0. But yeah, it's a tough thing to do. And comparing what Iron Slingers did back in the day compared to what the River Rats are doing now, it's really tough. I mean, you can't even do that in the NFL and the NBA or whatever like that, because it's totally different. It's like comparing apples and oranges. So, but if you compared cold hard facts as far as like ringer percentage in the NHPA of what they shot and what we're shooting now, Iron Slingers would have beat us now. So the Iron Slingers compared to the Rats, the Iron Slingers probably would have beat us straight up. So it's nothing, mind-boggling or anything, because back in the day, horseshoes was more of a thing. There's more people playing it, more people practicing it, more people going to tournaments, more people going to NHPA, world tournaments. I think a lot of the Iron Slingers played in the NHPA and then went to world tournaments, so they had to get in their NHPA sanctioned tournaments, and we don't do that. The River Rats are basically just here to have fun, but we're still dominating at a pretty good clip. And another thing we got going is there was a lot less 30-footers back in the day, and compared to now, where we have, instead of 70-year-olds pitching at 30, we have 65-year-olds pitching at 30. So that's a little bit more, and the 65-year-olds are a lot more capable. Once they move up, they're still spry, if you want to call it that, and they can get out there and practice. It's a whole new lease on life kind of thing. It's like a whole new, their game is renewed, because it's like, hold it, I moved up, and now all of a sudden it's like it's easier, and now they get out there and they practice more. They're 5 years younger than back in the day, and they can put the practice in and get better, and that's why you see a lot of 65-footers totally killing it this in the last five or 6 years. But it's like anything, you got to practice, and I think that's the River Rats. I don't think practice the way we should. We could be a lot better, but you know what? We're still winning, and we're happy. And this last screen here just shows it highlights the where we get in 12. Linda's Bud Shooters 12 at 124 wins. And that first screen, if you go back, the reason why we had 10-4 is because you get extra points for having more points. You get an extra 2 points for scoring more points. But that's the bad thing, is nowadays we don't do that, because if you're getting a handicap of 12 points, you're already getting 144 points right off the bat. And why should you get an extra 2 points or 2 wins because you really didn't earn it? It was sort of given to you. It's like a handicap on top of a handicap. So we actually voted that out, and we just go with natural wins. If there's 12 games and you go 8-4, that's it. Have a nice day. We're not going to give you more wins because you were given more handicap. So that's one thing we did do away with, which was that could have been a big factor back in the day too, if they would have done away with that. From what it looks like, Iron Slingers probably could have been more dominant as far as what they showed. So thanks for watching, and hope this was a little insight. And after everything was said and done, I threw up some pictures of the Kenosha County Fair back in the day with Tommy Endler and Jeff Gustafson and Skip. And if you guys know anybody else in those pictures, throw it in the comments. I'd love to know. But otherwise, thanks for watching. And I'm sure I lost 99% of you guys, so this far deep into it. So, but thank you for watching. Talk to you later.